This is an absolutely incredible story. You want to talk about heroism, inspiration, never saying die, the triumph of the human spirit. I could go on and on. It's my distinct honor and privilege to have Nicholas, he's known as Nic Van Landegrem, is that?
It's just Van Landegrem.
Landegrem, okay, Van Landegrem, forgive me. At the age of 29, in August 2012, you were a member of the Air National Guard.
Correct.
And then you had a sports accident that changed your life.
Yes.
What happened?
Well, during guard weekend, I was out with a bunch of family members, and we were just having ourselves a good old time, and we were in a pool. And I just happened to be jumping on a beach ball. It's one of those freak accidents that really can never see coming, but I jumped on this beach ball, and like it hadn't done 1,000 times beforehand, because we've been doing this all night, it went forward instead of to the sides. And I just happened to hit my head just right. And after I bumped my head, I felt a little crack. I never went unconscious, and I'm floating in the water, and I'm staring down, and I was lacking movement, but I was able to move a little bit.
So you just cracked your head?
Just cracked my neck. That's
you cracked your neck. Okay.
Cracked my neck. And then after looking down, trying to push myself up, I realized that I had broke my neck and that I was paralyzed. And I was trying not to freak out because I had very limited oxygen and I needed to stay calm. So I tried to figure out how I was going to handle the situation and tried to push up off the ground. My brother was in the pool with me. He picked me up, and because I was very fit and I swam actively, and so holding my breath I could just do. And they thought I was just joking around. So my brother picked me up, swung me around up in the air a little bit, and before I could say anything, because I had to get some air in my lungs, he put me back in the water. And there I am, back in the same predicament I was right in the beginning. And then one of the friends that was with me in the pool, she thought I was still joking around because I had been under for another minute and a half. And she put her foot in the center of my back and slammed me to the bottom of the pool. And that's where my head hit first because it was just hanging there. And it cracked back, and then my chest hit and my lungs filled up with water because just breathed it in. And then I just slowly died, which sounds terrible, but it was actually very smooth. It wasn't as bad as it sounds.
Okay, sorry, Nick, I don't mean to cut you off, but what do you mean you slowly died?
I just died. I could feel the water coming into my lungs, and I just went. The last thing I saw was my brother's feet and the bottom of the pool, and I just slowly just went, and then, yeah, I just died.
So, all right, so Nick, so then you're taken to the 3 weeks after this. You're taken to the VA, right, the Boston healthcare system.
Yes.
And what? You had no movement.
I had nothing below my shoulders. I could feel, but I was trached up because I had a collapsed lung due to the chlorine water, and I couldn't breathe on my own. And when I was at Leahy Hospital, I actually had 3 doctors with 60-plus years experience telling me I'd be bedridden for the remainder of my life, and that the trach that was in my neck would probably be in there for a couple more months. And so after I was moved to the VA hospital, which it really wasn't necessarily my choice, but we found out that there was a place for my family to go. Now I have 3 little girls. They're my heartbeats. They're my world. And my family, and the way I believe is that family brings healing. And so when I found out that the Fisher House Boston was going to put them up for free with no charge, they were going to give them a bed, a roof, and food in a fridge, and not expecting anything back in return. It was obviously a no-brainer, but I didn't find this out until after I had been moved to West Roxbury. All I heard was, oh, there's a place for your family to stay. So we went to the VA, and then I saw my daughters every day. The halls in that hospital were filled with laughter. And I mean, that's healing to me. But just imagine all the other veterans there that they might not possibly have family around, and they hear 3 little girls running around laughing hysterically for no reason because they're crazy. And all because the Fisher House was there to provide my family with just the comforts of home for unlimited time. And I mean, yeah, it was a special case. I had broke my neck, and they had worked some things out, but it's one of the most amazing things I had ever heard.